There we go. So now it feels sort of odd because now I'm just looking at myself, but I know you guys are there. So I will send my words and my energy out to all of you. I have put Sophia back in the bowl and just giving this a little bit of a shuffle. I'm just sort of paying attention a little bit to the flow of the goddesses that we've had. And as I said, the goddesses in the Om meditations. So we had Sophia, then we had the Ash meditation on Sunday. And so now, who have we got? Oh, well. We have, let me turn this. Let me see. Rhiannon. I'm just going to keep myself in the dark. So, Rhiannon, it says doubt. It's a beautiful photo, but I will say it's 3 white horses and 1 bird. Where traditionally it's like 1 white horse and 3 birds, but and let me see if I can find her here, and then I will read. Let's see. Oh, perfect. Just trying to find one of the good images here. Is this one? Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so. Yep. Trying to open it and, oh, here it is. Is this it? Here we go. All right. So come back to you guys and share screen. There you go. I don't know why I show you the photo, first of all, because I should just put this up right away. And let's get some music going. So just gazing at Rhiannon. Starting to focus on your breath, landing in this space. Keep flipping past her, beyond her. Here we are. So it says here that Rhiannon, the Welsh horse goddess of the Underworld, Rigatona or Great Queen, was Rhiannon's original name. Her story was reduced to something of a fairy tale, just as her name was changed from Great Queen. Though not human, she married Pwll, a mortal, and bore him a son who disappeared at birth. The attendant maids smeared blood of a puppy on Rhiannon's face and accused her of eating her child. Rhiannon was sentenced to carry all her husband's guests on her back. When her son reappeared after 7 years, all lived happily ever after. So it says, Rhiannon gallops into your life to tell you how to work with doubt. And her poem, to breathe into that. I wasn't certain, after all, my face had blood on it. All fingers pointed to me. Could I have killed him, my infant son, my own, in my sleep? I was accused and found guilty. And I doubted myself for 7 long years. I played horse to my lord husband Pwll's guests, carrying them into court, carrying them out again. The times were many when I doubted myself, doubted along with all the other humans, that because I was from the other world, anything was possible. So breathe into that. Oh, I see the other two birds. Breathe into her poem, into her story, into the image, into the energy of Rhiannon. Allow yourself to follow that thread, follow her thread, her lead, her guidance to those places where perhaps you too find doubt. Bring your awareness once more back to your breath. And as you focus on the inhale and the exhale, slowly bringing yourself back to waking consciousness into the space in which you sit. Just be aware of any final messages or insights that you may be receiving from the goddess Rhiannon. And when you're ready, open up your eyes. So, just allow yourself to land back in your space. We're still recording. If you want to stay off camera, that's totally fine. So, I don't know if anybody heard a dog barking partway through that. Apparently somebody saw a horse. So thankfully it was just a quick little, I see you, and then it was gone. So I'll share just a little bit for myself in terms of some insights. There's some different ones. It's so interesting when you've worked with a particular goddess or energy for so long. I think there can sometimes be almost a sense of like a familiarity that's like, oh yeah, I know this. Oh yeah, I got this. And it was a bit different this time. Just having, I think, different nuances that came forth. The thing that struck me in the poem, and of course I've known this, read the myth before, but it's that being covered with the blood of a puppy, and I had her, like, I walked into space with Rhiannon and was like, tell me what it was to be you, and she showed me that scene and sort of shared what it was like for her to wake up and to be hit with that doubt that I know this isn't me, and yet it seems overwhelmingly that this was me. And it spoke to me again of what I've talked about in different contexts of this year about challenging imposter syndrome, that I know who I am, but when the reflection of others becomes stronger than that connection and that sense that I have of myself, that's when doubt creeps in. And so I asked her about, well, what is it that would ever move you to that place? Because I had this sense of her previous to, being very sure of herself when Pwll is, chasing her with she knows who she is, and, there's just that, she's a sovereignty goddess, and really having a sense of being in that space. I don't know. What she said to me, I don't know how I totally feel. She said it was having a child that rocked my sovereignty. It was having a child when all the love of my heart went into focus of this other being, that I became kind of separated from myself and had to find my way back to myself. And I'm not sure if I can necessarily sort of convey, but there's a power in the force of that love. It reminded me, actually, I went back to, the first couple of weeks when I was a new mother, and that uncertainty. There's a little bit of terror, actually. I remember feeling overwhelmingly responsible for a life and didn't know if I had the capacity. I would say there's probably a little bit of postpartum depression in that, because I didn't know who I was anymore, which I don't think it wasn't a surprising thing, right? And so she was sort of saying that when we go through a process where we do connect so deeply to something that we love, that there is in that moment, in that circumstance, the potential to disconnect from ourselves and to have that doubt creep in. And then having her, so the birds as well were, again, just reflecting in a bit of a different way this, how to lead us back to ourselves, or how to lead us to this place of rest where we can restore our resources to then have the energy to come back to ourselves. And all of it being about, the restoring of the self is coming back from that place of doubt, because the doubt is the indication of the separation from the self. And interestingly, that aspect of Rhiannon, not the whole of her, because she does have other aspects as well, like that sovereignty, right? But Sophia with wisdom and Rhiannon in doubt sort of were reflected as opposite poles on a continuum of experience, and so they were dialoguing with each other. So I have Rhiannon in the bowl, and I will just hold the space to invite her to hold space with us for this week, to invite us as we're getting closer and closer to the spring equinox, moving into cycle 3, moving into that sense of the resurrection of the self, the resurrection of the relationship with the self, moving from the dark into the light. She's sort of helping us move in that way. So thank you everybody who's joining us recording wise and recording land. I'm going to say goodbye and stop the recording. And where we stop recording.